Car troubles got you grounded? Your battery died and your car won't start? Stay tuned for this next episode of Nothing to It while I show you how to use these jumper cables to get you back on the road again. Nothing to It. Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm your host, the Tool It Guy, and today, as promised in the intro, I'm going to show you how to boost your car using jumper cables. But before we get into that, I'm going to show you a little anatomy about what is on your battery when you're looking at it before attaching your cables. So when approaching your vehicle, you're going to come to a giant rectangular block that's seated inside the hood of your vehicle. You'll see that there's two wires leading up to a couple of leads on the battery. When you get close up on there, you're going to see that this is a plus sign. That's the positive side of your battery. And over here on the other side, you'll see a minus sign representing the negative side of your battery. When looking at other batteries, you may have to distinguish which one is which. Sometimes these caps are missing and broken off, so you may not be able to tell exactly what side is your positive or negative side. If you do happen to have one of these, it's easily represented by the plus sign under there. And sometimes you'll see that there's a possibility. You can see where that little half circle is underneath the cable. That is most likely going to be where the negative symbol is for our battery, representing the positive and negative side on the car that we're going to boost. Also keep in mind when boosting your vehicles, you may want to check to make sure that it's not a hybrid or an electric car. You just need to make sure that you're boosting in the right manner. You don't want to accidentally wreck something in your vehicle while doing so. To make things easier for you guys at home watching this process, I'm going to place this skeleton into the underside of the engine, representing the dead battery. Coming over to the other vehicle, I'm going to place this red heart, which is going to be our donor battery. It is going to give life to the dead battery. Another precaution that we're going to take with these clamps is once you attach one of these onto those leads, you're going to make sure that the other ones do not touch any other metal pieces or parts of the battery when trying to connect the other clamps to the opposite battery and the other leads. Very important not to let these spark and cause any problems and harm your battery. Starting with our dead battery, represented by a skeleton here, we're going to do a little rhyme. Red on dead. And since giving life to a vehicle is positive, we're going to do red on dead, positive. Open your clamp and hook it up to your lead as best you can, making sure it's nice and secure before moving on to the next part of the process. While you have to move on to the next one, if you have to put this down, put it down on something plastic where it's safe and secure and won't fall off while you're trying to attach the other clamp to the next battery. Moving on to our donor vehicle for step 2. This is the positive lead. Using the other end of the red, we're going to attach that to the positive. Because it's a donor vehicle, much like giving blood is a positive thing. The red from your donor vehicle is going to go all the way to your dead battery, giving life to the other positive side. Before moving back to the dead battery, we're going to stay here for another moment longer and put the black clamp on your negative lead. Black is usually associated with bad things, so the black on negative, much like the bad guy in a movie. Coming back to your dead battery, this one doesn't have to go on the lead. What you want to do is put it on a piece of bare metal somewhere else in your vehicle. You're going to clamp it up here to this steel bar, and you're done with your whole connection. So, just to recap, red on dead. Traveling along the red line over to the donor battery, we want more life. Being positive again. Positive, red lead, all the way back to your positive on the dead battery. Coming across the battery, you put the black on the negative. Following the black lead all the way back across. And just put this one on nothing. First thing we're going to do is start the donor vehicle. Next thing we're going to do is start the dead vehicle. Once you've boosted your dead vehicle, and you're happy that it's run again, you can either let it run for a little while, hoping that it charges it up in case your alternator is dead, or maybe it was just a simple thing of like leaving your headlights on or your dome light on in your vehicle, rendering it dead, and the alternator will now just keep it going anyway. If it still doesn't start, your battery might truly be dead, or there might be some other underlying issue, and you'll have to go to a mechanic to see what it might be. So removing these clamps, you're going to have to go in the reverse order that you put them on. So starting with the dead vehicle, you remove the black clamp that you'd put on last. Moving over to your donor vehicle, take off the other black clamp, and then the red clamp on the donor vehicle as well. Coming back over to the final clamp on the dead battery, releasing everything, leaving you with a battery that has been boosted. That concludes today's episode on how to boost your car. I hope this has been helpful, and remember, there's nothing to it.